అబ్దుల్ కలాం గారు వచ్చారండి. మన కాలేజీలో పర్సనాలిటీస్ వచ్చి గవర్నర్స్ వచ్చారు, జడ్జిలు వచ్చారు, ఐఏఎస్ ఆఫీసర్స్ వచ్చారు, మన స్టూడెంట్ సర్వీసెస్ లో యూపీఎస్సీ సర్వీసెస్ ఇంకొకటి చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నారు. మీ అందరికీ నేను ఇంకొకటి చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నాను. ఐటీ జాబ్ ఎక్కకో కోర్ సివిల్స్ కి కూడా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి. మీరు సివిల్స్ కి కూడా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి. కోట్ మీకు చెప్దాం అనుకుంటున్నా. నేను ఒక చిన్న కోట్ మీకు చెప్దాం అనుకుంటున్నా. ఏంటంటే when you born poor it's not your mistake. పేదరికంలో అది మీ తప్పు కాదు. if you die poor it's your mistake. So this is the only thing which I want to tell you. So enjoy చేయండి కాలేజ్, మంచి చదువుకోండి. కాలేజ్ బయటికి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు బయటికి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు ఒక సర్టిఫికెట్ చదువుకోండి. కాలేజ్ బయటికి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు ఒక సర్టిఫికెట్ చదువుకోండి. కాలేజ్ ఇంకొక పట్టుకోండి. ఆఫర్ బయటికి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు చదువుకోండి. కాలేజ్ ఇంకొక పట్టుకోండి. ఆఫర్ బయటికి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు So enjoy
for your valuable insights. It is with great honor and privilege that I introduce our esteemed chief guest for the day, Sri U. Raja Babu Garu, distinguished scientist and former Director General DRDO. Sir is an eminent scientist who served as the Director General, Missiles and Strategic Systems, DRDO. Before his superannuations, he holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from Andhra University, a master's degree from IIT Kharagpur, and an MBA from JNTU Hyderabad. Sir has had an illustrious career spanning several decades in India's defense and aerospace sector. Before assuming the role of Director General, he served as the Program Director, Air Defense, and the Director of Research Center Imarat at the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Missile Complex, DRDO, Hyderabad. Sir is widely recognized for his exceptional leadership in the design, development, and successful demonstration of India's ballistic missile defense capabilities. He led Mission Shakti, India's first anti-satellite missile test, marking a historic milestone in strengthening the nation's space defense capabilities. Sir began his professional journey with the Indian Air Force and joined DRDO in 1995. Throughout his career, he played a significant role in the development of enhanced range Prithvi missile systems and spearheaded the advancement of AIONIS and missile systems and guided weapon technologies. His sustained contributions have significantly strengthened India's indigenous missile and aerospace technologies, while fostering the nation's defense industry ecosystem. In recognition of his outstanding contributions to science and national security, Sir has received numerous prestigious honors, including the Path-Breaking Research and Outstanding Technology Development Award, the Agni Award for Excellence in Self-Reliance, the DRDO Scientist of the Year Award, the Vigyan Pratibha Puraskar, the Distinguished Alumnus Award from IIT Kharagpur, and the PMA Project Leader Award. He is a fellow of the Institution of Engineers and a life member of several professional societies. He currently serves as the chairman of the Aeronautical Society of India. Now, I warmly invite our chief guest, Sri U. Raja Babu Garu, distinguished scientist and former Director General DRDO, to address the gathering.
A very good afternoon, distinguished guests on the dais, off the dais, the faculty of both the institutes, proud parents, and the children who are going to be transformed to adulthood by the time they pass out the engineering from these institutes. First, my heartiest congratulations to the proud parents and the students who are joining. It is very important that the child in you, the curiosity in you as a child should be alive and start questioning even during engineering also everything, why this, why not the other way. So that this curiosity itself will give you the required knowledge, and the curiosity will lead to innovation, and the creativity will make you innovators. It is very important that we have to innovate. If you innovate, you will be leaders. If you don't innovate, you will be followers. Today, India passes out so many thousands or lakhs of engineers. But why we are not able to contribute like other countries? The basic reason is, while we are able to produce engineers, but we are not able to produce many innovators. Though the trend has changed in the past few years, many startups have come and they started contributing to the innovation, which is very evident in today's life. The technology's roadmap changes very, very rapidly. Today, whatever technologies we think, they all will be irrelevant, or probably they will change after 10 years' time. And the world itself evolves. After every generation, there is an evolution. The world things will change and many, many new things will come. Same is going to be the technologies. Today, I am sure many of you are going to work on the futuristic technologies like artificial intelligence, maybe machine learning, robotics, space technologies, some of the defense technologies, and digital twins, and many, many more. But it's very important that you continue to learn and upgrade your skills. If you think that, okay, I learned AI, and with this AI, I learned enough, and this is going to be my completion of education, and I'm going to have a career, you'll be mistaken. After 10 years, some other new technology will come, and the technology will definitely, change the present spectrum. So it's very important that you continue to upgrade your knowledge as you move forward. Otherwise, with the period of time, we all become obsolete. So it's very important that we continue our learning not only in the college, even when you go out of the college also. The other important system is value system. Like inherently, our culture has a very high values, and our value system is well appreciated by a whole world. But with the change of generations and environment, many times we find that the values are often ignored. It is very, very important that we continue to follow the system, the value system that has been given to us by our parents, by our society, and also pay back to the society and parents what we are given. It is always normal that, once we get something, we always say thank you. And your way of telling thank you to your parents is to become a very good citizen, come out after 4 years with a very good education, settle well in your careers, and also contribute to the nation and the society. It's not necessary that, that everyone will think about only employment as the goal. You have many career opportunities. Some may choose, the jobs. Some may choose academics. Some may become innovators. Some may become entrepreneurs. Like some of your alumni are here. So whatever career path you choose, it is very important that you stay focused on the career path and start working in this direction. Otherwise, you will become a generalist and become mediocres. It's very important that we pay full attention to whatever is being taught to you here and whatever value system is being given to you and continue to follow. It's very important that we become not only the good students, not only the good graduates, but also very good citizens. The strength of our country is in you all. Today, the biggest strength of India is the demographics, the young workforce that is going to come out of India. With the average age less than 30s, when you all start contributing to the nation, then India will be a developed country. And you all will have a very, very major role in building of our own nation, the India the Great. So all the best, and let this journey, what you have undertaken today, be a stepping stone for your success for the future. May God give you all the energy and knowledge so that you become a very great engineers of the future and contribute to the not only to the nation, to the entire humanity. God bless. Thank you.
the significance of this occasion, and we are deeply honored to have you with us today.
Thank you all. Now I invite Colonel M.A. Dubey, Campus Administrator, JBGEI, to address the gathering.
Jai Hind. Distinguished guests, Honorable Secretary Garu, respected principals, faculty, respected parents, and my dear students. It's indeed an honor and proud privilege to welcome you all on board JBIT and Bhaskar Engineering College. Today is the beginning of a journey of 4 years of transformation. It's just not about academics, it's also about character building. You are here through the hard toil of entrance examinations, thereafter counseling, and you have made it to the very best of a large number of other students who couldn't have made it. Our journey is just not about success, it's about failures as well, and it is for us to take failures in our stride. In fact, every failure is a stepping stone to success. So it cannot be that you would be succeeding at every level, at every point of time. You need to take every stage, every aspect in the true spirit. In fact, you have chosen this path of being engineers, and from today onwards, you would be termed as budding nation builders, be it for bridges, buildings, roads, AI chips, models, EVs, drones, and the world is not enough. But remember that a degree gets you only an interview. Skills get you the assignment, the job, and character gets you the career. And career is nothing but your journey of life. These 4 years of mentoring offers you just not academics and practical training in labs. It's also about your placements, whether it is into the organization or something of your own, being innovative. It's about skill development through your company, your companionships, various clubs, competitions, your faculty, and your mentors. It's about your values, upholding your values in terms of zero tolerance for any kind of nuisances and nonsenses. That is, in terms of ragging, in terms of drugs, alcohol, smoking, or any kind of criminal activity. There's absolutely no place for compassion within the campus and also outside the campus. Because outside as well, you will just not be representing your own family, you will be representing the family of JBIT as well as Bhaskar Engineering College. I have 3 requests for you. Whatever you do, ensure that you find time for introspection every day. Introspection of taking stock of the preceding days, how you have performed, just not academically, but also socially, morally, spiritually. It's about rating yourself against your own self as to what were you yesterday, how better person you are today. It's about assessment of your present day status and thereafter giving mid-course correction, because life is a long journey and the journey of 4 years over here are your formative years. So therefore, giving a mid-course correction to whatever has been done, because whatever has been done can't be undone. So only you can plan for your future. The campus is a completely fortified area. It provides a strict security and surveillance. This security is not for me and you. The security is for every child. We expect the child to display their identity cards very proudly, because as you have seen here, it's the director garu, it's the principals, the faculty, everybody displays their identity card with pride. So we expect that every child should identify himself, as been already mentioned by Honorable Secretary Garu, that there are more than 6,000 students on the campus. We don't want imposters. We don't want trespassers. And kindly advise your child that absolutely no exchange of identity cards, because any misdeed by the individual will straightaway go on to the person who's adorning the identity card. When the security checks you at the main entrance, kindly be patient. They are doing their duty and we expect you to cooperate. When the security checks you at various blocks, we expect the same. We have a beautiful hostel facility of 238 capacity for the girls and 165 capacity for the boys. As of now, the vacancies are still available for girls for 98 of them and for boys for close to 80 of them. These hostels are equipped with excellent home-cooked food. They're equipped with ACs as well as non-AC option. They're equipped with round-the-clock housekeeping staff and also Wi-Fi. You can make good use of these facilities. We also have wardens who are as good as your concerned parents, who take care of your child while being away from your own family. We have 33 bus routes. There are 33 buses plying for your convenience, for the conveyance, all across remote areas of Hyderabad and Secunderabad. So we want you to make good use of it so that the child doesn't go through the ordeal of coming through the traffic of twin cities. We have provision of lifts everywhere, but we want our children to be physically fit, not obese. The lifts are meant only for physically challenged. Somebody who's sick. They're meant for senior faculty and predominantly unfit faculty and students. We want your child to grow. So therefore, we expect your children to make good use of stairwells. We have a captive power supply. In case if there's a power breakdown, within a minute, the power supply gets restored. Till such time, the normal breakdown gets restored. So we want you all to make good use of the entire establishment. It is a kind of a home, far away from home. Then we have excellent medical facility as well, especially for boarders. We have ambulance on call, be it any time of day or night. In 2030, when your children, they adorn the convocation robe with pride, we want the heads of all the parents, the faculty, the principals, and all and sundry, including their peers, that is their friends, the heads to be held high, and they should just take pride not only in the academics, but also for the hard work, the perseverance, the character, and the skills developed of each child. And in fact, Swamiji has very clearly, very aptly brought out that you are known by the company you keep. These are the turning point of any child's life. So kindly caution your children to make good friends, friends who are just not, who are making them happy and taking them every and wasting their time, friends who are responsible, who are cautious of their upbringing, and who are accountable to their actions, which is actually playing a more important role than even the role of parents, the faculty, and the staff. With this, I wish every child the very best in all their future endeavors, in their pursuit of excellence, just not for next 4 years, but for life beyond. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for highlighting core campus security points. We are committed to ensuring the dignity, safety, and well-being of every student. I now invite Dr. J. Karthikeyan, Dean Student Affairs, JBIET, to explain the anti-ragging measures and anti-drug policy in place at our campus.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, deans, HODs, teaching and non-teaching staff, parents, and students. Warm welcome to JBIET and BEC. I will now briefly explain the measures taken by JBIET and BEC to ensure a ragging-free campus. Ragging in any form is strictly prohibited within the premises of the college, department, classroom, as well as on transport. If anybody involving in ragging activities, strict action will be taken irrespective of the extent. Supreme Court of India has banned ragging. To prevent such activity on campus, anti-ragging committee has been developed and brought into operation even before the beginning of the classes. The committee is constituted involving head of the institution, head of the department, senior faculty, chief security officer, hostel wardens, students representative, and inspector of police, Moinabad. The following mechanisms are implemented to ensure a ragging-free campus. Wide dissemination of anti-ragging policy and warning through admission, advertisements, and other information booklets. Obtaining anti-ragging and undertakings from students and their parents. Assurance by head of institution and head of departments to the freshers and parents about full protection and support against ragging. Introducing anti-ragging policy and warning to the students through holistic education classes, regular interaction and counseling with the students to detect early signs of ragging and identify trouble triggers, surprise inspection at hostels, students' accommodation, canteens, washrooms, etc. for preventing ragging, installation of CCTV cameras at vital points, offering orientation, mentoring, and professional counseling to freshers to prepare them for the socio-academic life, providing information about the anti-ragging committee on the college website, creating awareness among the students about the functioning of National Anti-Ragging Helpline. Finally, I am pleased to inform you that JBIT and BEC have maintained a ragging-free campus for several years. JBIT and BEC are committed to providing a safe, secure, and ragging-free environment for every student. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for briefing our students on the anti-ragging measures and anti-drug policy. I now request our senior students to lead the anti-ragging and anti-drug pledges, affirming our stand against ragging, harassment, and substance abuse. I request all newly admitted students to stand up and repeat after them. I repeat and I request all newly admitted students to stand up. Students, first year students.
I request all of you to extend your arms for the pledge. Please repeat after me. We pledge that we will never indulge in any form of ragging, neither will we support nor encourage ragging in any manner. We will respect the dignity of our fellow students and uphold the values of equality, kindness, and discipline. We understand that ragging is a punishable offense. Under law and institutional rules, we will never be part of any activity that causes harm, fear, or humiliation to others. We promise to create a safe and welcoming campus for all. Today, we pledge to uphold the values of equality, kindness, and discipline, and contribute to making our institution completely ragging free. With this pledge, we commit ourselves to a ragging free campus. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. On this positive note, let us all uphold these principles and work together to create a safe, respectful, and healthy environment for everyone. Turning to academics, I now invite Dr. P. Srinivas Rao, Controller of Examinations, JBIET, to share important examination guidelines with our students.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, parents, and my dear students, I welcome all of you for this orientation program. Now I am going to explain important points of JBIET BTech academic regulations. It contains the program duration, promotion rules, exam rules and regulations, and other important points. First point is program duration and credit requirements. As you know that a BTech program, normally the duration is 4 years, and in case due to some reasons, if they have any supply, within 8 years they have to complete their degree. So minimum is 4 years, maximum duration is 8 years. When it comes to the credits, every student must get minimum 160 credits out of 164. In all 4 years together, we have around 55 subjects. Some subject may have a 2 credits, some subjects may have a 3 credits, labs may have a 2 credits. Like this, all the subjects together in 4 years, you have 164 credits. You must register for 164 credits, and you must get minimum at least 160 credits for the award of BTech degree. And when it comes to the attendance, most of the people know that every student must maintain minimum 75% attendance, then only they are eligible to write the final examinations. Very few cases, even the student have between 65 to 74. By the recommendation of the department academic committee, we will consider under the condonation. But in case the student have attendance less than 65, those students are detained and they have to study the next year. So I request all the students, maintain your attendance and come to the class regularly. And when it comes to the examination evaluation pattern, there are 2 types of evaluation. Is continuous internal evaluation, that is internal examinations, and semi-standard examinations. Internal examination for 40 marks and a semi-standard examination for 60 marks. So for pass criteria for any subject is, in the external examination, everybody should get minimum 21 marks out of 60 and total 140 marks out of 100. That means External mandatory you must get minimum 21, and sum of internal and external together you should get minimum 40 marks. Let us say you get external 21 marks, internal you should have a minimum 19 marks. Then only it is considered pass. Suppose you get external 25, that means more than 21, but internal only 10 marks. That means total together 35. That means even though you pass in the external, because of less internal, you are failing. So main criteria is external examination minimum 21 marks, external as well as internal together you should get 40 marks. In case if the student is absent due to some other reasons or any other reasons for mid examinations, or if they want to improve the internal marks, so always there is a CBT, computer based test will be there. So you can write the CBT examination to improve your internal marks, as well as in case you are absent any one mid. Then promotion rules. There are two types of detention are there. One is attendance based detention. Second one is grade based detention. So in case you have a attendance less than 65, you will be detained and you have to study next year. That is the first rule. Second is you have a grades. First year you have a 40 grades. Second year 40, third year 40, like this. Every year you have around 40 to 42 grades. So every year, suppose you want to go to from first year to second year. That means first year second sem to second year first sem. You must maintain at least 25% of grades. Suppose first year 40 grades, at least 10 grades you must earn by the time you complete first year second semester. Then only you are allowed to go to second year. Similarly, from second year to third year, minimum 25% grades. From third year to final year, no grade based detention, only attendance based detention will be there. So these are about promotion rules. And apart from this regular subject, you have a electives, professional electives and open electives. Professional electives belongs to department, and open electives you can study the subjects of other department. Let us say a civil student want to study data science, or civil department student want to study machine learning or AI. So there are from third year onwards, every semester you can have one open elective. That means 4 other department subject you can study in case you are interested. So always you have a electives choice. So those especially for mechanical, electrical and civil engineering, they can study the AML subject, they can study the CS subjects, and you can compete with along with the CS students. And in comes to the electives, there is one option called MOOC courses, massive open elective online courses. That means many IITs or even many foreign universities offering courses. Let us say IIT Madras is offering data science. Even JBIT offering data science. If you complete the data science course given by the IIT Madras, if you complete one semester in advance, the same course here you consider you did not study the data science course in JBIT. Like this, there are 4 courses or 5 courses you can study the courses offered by the IITs. That is through NPTEL, through SWAYAM. The student can complete the MOOC courses one semester in advance. So the same course is considered here. You did not study the same course here again. So that is the opportunity given for open electives. And from second year, third year, final year, you have a project courses to improve the practical knowledge. After 2-2, you have a field-based project. After 3-2, you have a industry-oriented mini projects. In 4-2, you have a major projects. So using these projects, you can improve your technical knowledge so that it will be helpful for the placements. When it comes to the classes, awarding of classes, if the CGPA between 5.5 to 6.5, it is considered second class. Between 6.5 to 7.5, it is considered first class. If the CGPA more than 75, it is considered first class with distinction, but with one condition. If you want to get a first class with a distinction, students should pass all the courses in the first appearance, no backlogs. And they should not be detained and prevent from writing the semester end examination in any semester due to shortage of attendance or any other reason. That means in the first appearance itself, you have to pass all the subject and your CGPA must be more than 7.5. Then only you are eligible for the distinction. Otherwise, even though your CGPA more than 7.5, you are not eligible to get the distinction. That is the most important point you have to remember. And one more important point regarding honors and minors. This is one of the most advantages JBIT is offering. So apart from your BTech course, you can have one more degree. That is honors degree and minor degree. Honors degree means apart from BTech, you have one more degree. Honors means advanced courses, about 18 credits, that means around 6 subjects you can study. You can get one more degree, that is honors, like honors in CSC, honors in mechanical, honors in civil engineering. That means advanced courses you can study for 18 credits. You can get one more degree. That is what regarding honors. And one more degree is minor degree. That means a civil engineering student, he can study 6 subjects related to CSC, or 6 subjects related to artificial intelligence, or 6 subjects related to data science. So a civil engineering or mechanical or triple student can study data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning. Like this, they can study around 6 subjects and they can get one more degree called minor degree. Minor degree means that they have to study other department subjects. Honor degree means they have to study advanced subjects in their own department. So there are 2 degrees apart from regular BTech you can get. So that is depends upon you. So the condition is by the time they complete second year, they have to get minimum 7.5 CGPA without any backlogs. Only those students are eligible to do the honors degree as well as minor degree. And there is a multiple entry, multiple exit. Suppose due to some reasons, if the student wants to discontinue after second year, so they'll get a diploma if they complete 2 years. Again, later, whenever they are free, they can join within 8 years. And when it comes to the any information related to examination, there is a portal, is there examination portal, exams.jb8.edu.in. All the information related to examination, it can be notification, it can be mid-marks, it can be results, it can be fees payment, anything. All the information related to exam rush you can get through portal. And also apart from this, we are recently introduced ERP system. So every student have a mobile app. So parents can get all the information regarding your attendance, regarding marks, regarding subject, any information at any point of from anywhere you can get through using the mobile app. So Campex, we are using mobile app. So parents are requested to utilize those apps. See your student attendance regularly. Monitor your your student attendance regularly. Any problem at any time you can approach JBAT or any BEC. So we are all, our JBAT or BEC always committed to give the quality education. And our secretaries are always says, we are getting different students from different locations, especially from villages. You have to see their IQ level. You have to give the required guidance. Finally, you have to make sure that their performance is improved. So we should not compromise at any level. Always you have to make sure that students are performing very well. So we are always committed to give the quality education. I request all the parents visit the college regularly. After first meet, there is a parents meeting is there. So all the parents are requested to come for the parents meeting, know how your students are how the students are performing. If any problem, you can approach class in charge, you can approach HODs or even approach principal. We are always ready to help you. So all the students as well as parents, I request utilize all the facilities. All the facilities are available. It is up to you how best you can utilize. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for providing a clear overview of the examination guidelines. We now focus on career readiness. I invite Dr. Mohammad Asif, Training and Placement Officer, JBIT, to outline the training programs and placement opportunities for our students.
Respected Secretary Sri J.V. Krishna Rao Garu, Honorable Chief Guest, U. Raj Babu Sir, esteemed Guest of Honor, His Grace, Paramananda Dasaji, Director Sir, Principal Madam of BEC, distinguished dignitaries, faculty members, dear parents, and my dear students. Good afternoon to everyone. It's a privilege to welcome you all to our newly admitted students and the parents to this JBIT family. First of all, congratulations to every student seated here today. Securing admission into an engineering college is an important milestone. More importantly, today marks the beginning in the journey that will shape not only your career, but also your personality, confidence, values, and future. To the parents present here, I sincerely thank you for placing your trust in JBIT. Your confidence is an utmost responsibility that we deeply value. Many students think engineering is all about attending classes, writing exams, and earning a degree. At JBIT, we believe engineering is much more than that. It is all about learning to resolve real-time problems, developing communication and leadership skills, becoming industry ready, and becoming confidence, creating opportunities for yourself and others. By the time you graduate, our goal is that you are not just a degree holder, you are professional ready, ready for global careers. The training and placement cell starts working for the students from the very first year. Placements are prepared for not in the final semester. They are built day by day, semester by semester. Every classroom session, every lab experiment, every coding assignment, every presentation, and every interaction contributes to your future responsibility. Our vision is simple. Every eligible student should receive multiple career opportunities. At JBIT, students undergo structure employability framework development program. Throughout these 4 years, the students will be receiving guidance on communication skills, aptitude, logical and analytical reasons, programming, practicing, data structures, full stack development, artificial intelligence, mock interviews, resume building, group discussions, HR interview preparations, and corporate etiquettes. The training is delivered by experienced faculty, industry professionals, and corporate trainers. For the Industry Connect, we continuously collaborate with leading companies and industry experts to bridge the gap between academics and industry expectations. Students get opportunities through campus recruitment drives, industry interaction sessions, skill development workshops, technical certifications, internships, hackathons, coding competitions, and entrepreneurship programs. These activities help students understand what companies actually expect from fresh engineers. As a training and placement officer, I assure every parent and every student that our placement cell is committed to provide best opportunities. We may not able to promise every student will receive the same package or company, but we are certainly promised that every sincere student will receive guidance, training, support, and support to achieve opportunities to success. Dear students, the next 4 years will pass very quickly. Dream big, work hard, stay curious, ask questions, learn continuously, and never compare yourself with others. Instead, compare yourselves with what you are yesterday. Remember, your CGPA will help you get an interview, but your skills, aptitude, attitude, confidence, and communication will help you to build a successful career. Moreover, we have in JBIT encourage the students of meritorious students coming to JBIT at different categories with different outsets of different ranges. We encourage the meritorious students with giving the meritorious scholarships under the scheme where the students have been given with laptops. And moreover, we encourage the students from the first year to have their laptop culture to develop, to practice themselves the laboratory sessions or any coding practices sessions. So make sure, I am just making a humble request to the parents and the students to make a note that laptops makes an essential part as a part of developing the self-curriculum culture, as a part of self-equipped with the changing, evolving world. So the stalls have been also established to expose to the availability and make usage of this laptop culture. So please visit the stalls accordingly. Down the line, I welcome every one of you once again to the JBIT family. I wish your next 4 years filled with learning, innovation, friendship, and achievements with unforgettable memories. Together, let us build not only successful engineers, but responsible citizens and future leaders. Thank you. Wishing you all our students wonderful academic journey ahead. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for sharing valuable information on training and
Next from here.
Our guest of honor, His Grace, Parmananda Dasa, Hari Krishna Movement, Hyderabad, Dr. Bhattacharya, Principal JBIT, Dr. Ismail, Principal UC, Dr. Sundar Patnaik, Madam, Principal DAC, Colonel Govinda, CA JBS, and Mr. Ashish, Dean Security, parents and my dear students. Good morning, good afternoon to all of you. First is Dr. Vishwas Coordinator of JBIA. JBIA stands for JB Institute of Quantum Association India. It caters the need of our associated researchers, students, inventors, innovators, and the students of our engineering college, RBC college, Vesta college, as well as our to make them entrepreneurs. With the innovation, product development, and patent generation by conducting Ideathon, Blitz Cohort, and prototyping competitions. We had an MOU with the T-Hub, T-Works, and Hexagon. Hexat presently training our different branches of engineering students of JBIET and BEC to develop robots and software products with the notion Sanghe Sakti Sarvada. As a single product is developed by not a single engineer, with the combination of, it is developed with the combination of different branches of engineering students. The JBIA consists of 3,200 square feet foundation, our incubation center with 60 workstations, and these workstations can be occupied by any Indian entrepreneur or any students who has developed the product and registered the company. Our presently students are trained in JBIA in entrepreneurship in collaboration with T-Hub and Hexagon. Further, these students will be registering their own company under the guidance of JBIA, and one day these our students will be entrepreneurs, the job and thus the job provider in place of job seekers. JBIA has got 6 patents and 7 students companies. 2 companies are under registration and 12 students under JBIA became the entrepreneur from different branches of engineering. At the last, but not in the least, I welcome you with thanks to our all students and BEC joining students and welcome them to register in JBII, and also with thanks to our visionaries management who created the JBII AI for benefiting the society, thus contributing the nation towards a developed nation. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for highlighting the entrepreneurial ecosystem and opportunities available to our students. As this memorable event comes to a close, we pause to express our gratitude to everyone who contributed to its success. I now invite Ms. K. Snehalata, Dean Academics, JBIET, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of JBA Institute of Engineering and Technology and Bhaskar Engineering College, it is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks for our Orientation Day 2026. First and foremost, a heartfelt thank you to our chief guest, Sri U. Raja Babu Garu, Distinguished Scientist, former Director General, DRDO, for his powerful words of wisdom. Sir, your encouragement to aim higher and work harder will surely inspire our students to set bold goals and achieve them. We are also deeply grateful to our guest of honor, His Grace Paramananda Dasa Garu from Hare Krishna Movement, Hyderabad, for bringing such positively depth and perspective to this event. Your insight reminds us that true education is a harmony of knowledge and values. I convey my sincere gratitude to our respected Secretary Sir, Sri J.V. Krishna Rao Garu, for his visionary leadership, constant encouragement, and unwavering commitment towards providing quality education and creating an excellent learning environment for our students. Our sincere thanks also goes to Professor C.H. Sanjay, Director, JBES, Dr. P.C. Krishnamachari Sir Garu, Principal, JBIT, and Dr. Sumagna Patnaik Ma'am, Principal, BEC, for their leadership, guidance, and careful planning in making Orientation Day a success. A special appreciation to the organizing committee, faculty members, technical team, and supporting staff who help everything run smoothly with their hard work. Leading from the front, the NEED administration, Dr. Himanshu Sharma, the Controller of Examination, Dr. Pri Srinivas Rao Garu, Dean First Year, Mr. J. Venkat Reddy Sir, Administrative Officers, Mr. Pavan Kumar, Shrikant Rao, and team members had worked tirelessly without deviation in the roadmap provided. I would also thank Campus Administrator for arranging this venue, the Media Club team for their creative involvement, and SAC team for the support to the program. Thanks to the Transport Department for arranging logistics, departmental clubs, and professional bodies for arranging their stalls, press and media for covering the event. A special thanks you to the parents and guardians who have joined us today. Your support and encouragement play a crucial role in success of our students. We value the sacrifices of you make to help them pursue their dreams, and we honored by your trust in JBIT and BEC. And to our freshers, class of 2026, welcome to the JB family. This is more than a college. It's a platform to learn, involve, grow, and create memories you'll carry for life. Make these years count academically, socially, and personally. Thank you. And special thanks to our alumni, Mr. Ashish Chintakaila. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Before we proceed to the national anthem, there is a small announcement. This is to inform all the BTech first year students and parents to visit the stall set up outside the auditorium to get to know about the laptop culture for students, and also please visit the concerned departments accompanied by the respective faculty members. To conclude this event, I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे